Hello folks, Bronco Bob here with Texas Best Used Motorcycles. Here today to show you a pretty slick Volkswagen Karmann Gia 1973 model convertible. It's finished in a black lacquer. It has a rebuilt Volkswagen engine, actually rebuilt by a pretty famous Volkswagen guy, and we'll have the information in the listing. I just don't have it right here in front of me. But I just wanted to go over the car and show you a few things. This is the little cover that goes on when you put the top down. It has a electronic heater, and it's gas powered, and it looks like it has a spark plug that ignites it. Kind of interesting. Not sure if it works, never have tried it. It's been about 100 degrees here in Texas. We got this in on a trade on a Mustang convertible, and the guy actually bought it on Bring a Trailer. And we polished it up, we changed the oil, spark plugs, gave it a tune-up, set the timing. We also replaced the steering box, but it's a dual carburetor. The CCs will be in the listing. Again, I don't have that right here in front of me, but it runs good, it shifts good. And we've also got pictures where they took the glass out when they repainted it, and they replaced the floor pans. And that was done a few years ago. Again, we've got the pictures and stuff for that. The top's been replaced. It has the glass in the back, which is nice. Won't be like plastic that'll scratch. The seats actually came out of a Porsche. They've actually got the Porsche logo, probably like out of a 944. They're really comfortable and they fit the car nice. The dash is in good shape. Some of the weather stripping's been replaced, and you can see where they glued it. Some of the glue has come loose, so it needs a little attention. The dash pad's in good shape. It's got the Karmann Gia logo, AM FM stereo, owner's manual in the glove box, and a receipt for a battery. The driver's seat looks like they left the window down and it got rained on, because it's like a water stain right there in the sit down portion, this portion of the seat. The paint, it is a total repaint, and I'd call it driver quality. I mean, it shines and it looks good, but if you look real close, you can see some fish eyes, a few little rock chips. It's got some cosmetic flaws, but I mean, overall it's good. It's just not what I'd call a show quality paint job. It's probably a better paint job than it had when it was new in '73. Because if I recall, the early 70s Volkswagen, the paint had quite a bit of orange peel in it, and that was just the way they came. It does have a stainless steel exhaust system. It sounds good. And I wish I had the guy's name that rebuilt the motor. Again, that'll be in the listing. But going down the sides of the car, it's pretty slick. It's got a few little ripples. Black cars are not very forgiving, so if there are any dimples, you'll be able to see them. It's got the Karmann Gia logo on the side. And there's a lot of folks out there that know these cars backwards and forwards. The windshield has been replaced. The picture that I have of the car shows with no glass in it, and that's when they were doing the paint job a few years ago. The bumper has a ding in it right here, where it's kind of been pushed on this corner. It's pushed in just a little bit. You just kind of got to look and then you'll see it. But yeah, we'll start it up. Let you hear her run. These Porsche seats are actually very comfortable. We do have the original seats. They need to be, they look like they've been recovered once and need to be recovered again. We will include them if you want them. They're not that pretty, but they are original. It's got a cylinder head temperature gauge, VDO, as well as an oil pressure gauge. We get the right key in here. Up. And she comes to life. We'll take it down the end of the street. It's showing 27,000 miles. I'm sure we're going to sell it as TMU because we don't know if it's 127 or 227. The transmission shifts smooth. If I had a co-pilot, I could kind of run it through the gears. I'm holding the camera. We put new spark plugs, did the oil change, just kind of gave it a good tune-up. The steering box had a lot of play in it. We found one online, a rebuilt one, we put it in. And to me it still feels like it's got a little bit of play, but nothing like it was. We'll pull up here into this little cul-de-sac. I'll leave it running, get out of it and kind of walk around it. Brakes are good. I think back in the day, Volkswagen and Porsche had a lot of similarities going on. Of course, the Volkswagens aren't worth near what the Porsches are worth. You can see a tape line here in the door jamb. A little bit of primer underneath that door latch. Looks like the seatbelt hardware is new. Do a little walk around. The exhaust sounds good. It is fun to drive. It's got some pretty neat looking, probably era correct wheels on it. I don't know if they're Volkswagen or if they're aftermarket. One thing I like about Bring a Trailer, there's a lot of people on there that really know these cars inside and out. And I look forward to everybody's feedback. But I'll try to provide pictures, information to the best of my ability. There's the little factory sticker. But as you can see, the paint looks good, but if you look real close, I don't know if you can see in the video, there's just some little chips, some little fish eyes, little nicks. Again, nothing terrible, but it's there. But when you walk up on the car, it looks very nice. Shiny and black and runs good. But you Volkswagen nuts out there, somebody would love to have a black Karmann Gia. And this one has had a lot of work done to it. And the guy that built the engine is kind of a famous guy, so once you see what it is, maybe you'll recognize the name. But thanks for looking, thanks for your time. I'm Bronco Bob, wishing you happy trails.